Okay, so we're going to go over the polynomials exam. And so to this, I'm going to blow it up a little bit. And at the very first part, we need to realize that we're looking for the degree of the term. So remember, the degree of the term is the largest exponent of a combined exponents of a term. In this situation, we have one term, two terms, three terms. So we look at the individual exponents. A to the power of 1, b to the power of 1, that's degree 2. A to the power of 1 is degree 1. And then we have the degree of 3 there. So in this question, our answer would be 3. The degree of that polynomial is 3. Not all of them added together, just the individual terms. The next question, I'll deal with this. This is a to the power of 1, degree 1. Y to the power of 3. This also has degree 3. And the next question, we have x to the power of 1, y to the power of 3, that gives me degree 4. I have x to the power of 1, y to the power of 3, that gives me degree 4, degree 1, and there's no degree on a constant, so that all the polynomial has a degree of 4. We do not add these together. We just look at the individual terms, and we look at the highest exponent, combined exponent added together. The number of terms, which is next, is we look for adding in minus signs. So we have 1 here, and we have 1 there. So we have term 1, term 2, term 3. We have 3 terms, which is a trinomial. We have 1 term, 2 terms, so we have 2 terms, which is a binomial. And this is a tricky question. I'm going to try to erase that if I can. The reason that is a tricky question is because these terms here are like terms, meaning I can add those together. If I can add those together, so why don't we do standard form right now? Add these together, I get negative 7 added to positive 8. I'm left with a 1xy cubed. Those are gone. I then deal with the x's, plus 9x, and then I deal with it plus 6. This has 3 terms, so it is 3 terms, and it's a trinomial. Your constants is any number that's not associated with a variable. In this question here, there are no constants, so we can write NA. In this question here, each of the numbers has a variable, so there are no constants. And in this question here, the only one that is without a variable is the 6. So our constant is 6. Now we have to deal with standard form. So I'll erase all of this again. And standard form is the proper order in which you must leave your answers. So to do that, we do it in order of degree first, and then letters. So in the very first question, that would have to be first because it's a degree 3, so I go negative 7 y cubed. AB is a to the power of 1, b to the power of 1, that's degree 2, so that's next, and that's a plus 6ab. And then negative 7a is next. I'm going to erase this part here just so I can have some room. And I will write this one in standard form, keeping in mind degrees first, and I keep the sign in front, so negative 7y to the power of 3. The sign in front of the 7a is a positive, so it changes from a positive 7a to a plus 7a. And this question here, we already wrote in standard form, so that question's done. Okay, so now we're going to try to delete all of this, and we're going to move it up to see this section here. So the way we handle this, we know these guys are our x squares, and these are also x squares, and it just depends on how you want to see it. In this situation, we will say that these are the negative x squares, and these will be our positives. These will be our positive x's, our positive ones, and these will be our negative ones. Okay? So to combine them, this guy cancels out that guy, this guy cancels out that guy. There's no x squares, so we don't write anything down. We look at our x's. These x's are exactly the same as these x's, and I have 8 of them, so I have 8 x's. And then we deal with these guys. This negative cancels out that positive, that negative cancels out that positive, and I'm left with 6 positives, so plus 6. And that's my answer. I leave it like that. If you chose that the negatives were positives and the white ones were negatives, then your answer would be negative 8x minus 6. Now on to the procedural math. We're going to enlarge this just so that we can see it a bit better. And you'll start by getting rid of your brackets. Now originally you usually will just rewrite all this, but in this situation you don't really have to because of this plus sign. So you would rewrite it as 6t squared plus 9 minus 2x plus 3x minus 8t squared plus 4. Now I'm going to combine all my t's. I'm going to highlight that. I'm going to do the t squares first, so I get 6 take away 8 t squared, and I'm left with negative 2t squared. So those guys are gone. And now I'm going to deal with my x's because that would be next in standard form. So I'm going to circle them all so I have them. And I'm left with negative 2 plus 3, which is plus 1x. And now I want to deal with all my constants, which will be positive 9 plus 4, which is plus 13. Now once again, when I'm done my answer, I make sure it's in standard form. I do it in order of degree, so this is t to the power of 2. That's the highest degree, so that's first. I deal with my x's next, and then I deal with my constants last. Next question. 6t or 6x minus 2x you should do first to get 4x plus 9 plus 8x squared plus 4 minus 15y. Combining terms that are the same, there's only x squares, that's the only one, so we're going to have plus 8x squared. X comes before y in the alphabet, so you're going to have to deal with that next. So plus 4x. I know it's a plus because there's no sign in front of it. If it was a negative 4x, they would have to have a negative sign there, which they don't. The next thing I'm going to deal with alphabetically will be y's. So minus 15y, because x comes before y, so that's correct. And then I deal with my constants last. Positive 9 plus 4 is plus 13. And that's my answer in standard form. I'm going to erase this so I have it. You can pause it or rewind it if you need to. I just need some more room there. Okay, so now we're going to have to rewrite this question, keeping in mind the treble part here is this negative. So I'm going to write it as 6t squared plus 9 minus 2x. I distribute the negative sign into all of these, and now I'm left with negative 3x. A negative and a negative is a plus 8t squared, and a negative and a positive is a minus 4. Now I'm going to combine my terms that are the same. I'll start with my t squares, and I get 6t squared plus 8t squared is 14t squared. I'm now going to look for in order alphabetical and degrees, just so that I don't have to rewrite it later. So I'm going to look to left to right, and I see my x's would come first. So I'm going to deal with my x's. These guys are gone. Minus 2 take away 3 is negative 5x. And then I'll deal with my constants. positive 9 take away 4 is plus 5. And now that's written in standard form, going by degrees and by letters. Letter D, same idea. 6x plus 9 minus 2x, distribute all that negative sign in. That's important to rewrite that and get rid of brackets. Negative 8x squared. A negative and a positive is a minus 4x, and a negative is a plus 15. Now I can combine my like terms starting left to right. I'm going to deal with this square first. Negative 8x squared. Next thing I'm going to do is deal with all my x's. So I have an x there, I have x's here, and I have an x there. 6x minus 2x is 4x. 4x take away 4x is 0x. So it disappears, it cancels out. I don't even have to show it. And then I deal with my constants, and I got plus 9 plus 15, which is plus 24. And now that's written in standard form. The next question, I'm going to enlarge it a bit because I think we need just a little bit more room. Okay. And I'm also going to erase some of this so we can actually see what's going on here. Okay, so let's move this up a little bit more. We're going to distribute okay, so this is 4 times 6, which is 24x. 4 times positive 9 is plus 36. Negative 2 times 8 is negative 16x squared. Negative 2 times positive 4 is negative 8. Positive 3 times 6 is plus 18x squared. And positive 3 times negative 8 is negative 24. Now we're going to combine. So then we are going to continue with this. We are going to collect our x squares. So we're left with negative 2x squared. We'll deal with our x's. And in this situation, that's the only one we have. So plus 24x's. And then we will deal with our constants. 36 take away 8 is positive 28. Take away 4 is positive 4. And that's our final answer. Let's move this up. Multiplication. We'll distribute like we just did. And this is going to be 18x minus 48 t squared plus 24. The problem is this is not in standard form. This has to go first. So when you rewrite it in standard form, okay, remember that's a plus there, plus 18x plus 24. It must be written in standard form. The next thing, we can go backwards, and we go 7 times 6t is 42t squared. 7 times 9 is plus 63. 7 times negative 2 is minus 14x. Again, standard form would say that we would do this part first, 42t squared. This part next, minus 14x. And that part last, 63. Division, we go number divided by number, letter divided by letter. So 8 divided by 4 is 2. X to the power of 3 divided by x to the power of 1. The rules say we subtract the exponents, we get x to the power of 2. Anything divided by itself just gives me 1, so that's plus 1. 4x divided by 4x is plus 1. We said that was 16 on the test, so we'll change that. 16 divided by 4 is 4. X to the power of 2 divided by x to the power of 1 is just x. And then we will take this, and we will have to write it in standard form again, because it's not. Remember, standard form is a must. And I'm running out of time, so I'm going to go really quick on the last one. We do negative 2x plus 4 plus 3. And that's it. That's the exam.